Hi, second graders. Welcome back. I hope you had a good spring break and got to spend some time catching up on your homework assignments and focusing on Easter and the meaning of Easter and resurrection, and that you're ready to jump back into doing a little bit more schoolwork. And I just hope this online stuff's kind of working out for you a little bit. And hopefully one of these days we'll get together again soon, I hope. But anyway, it is very nice where I am again today. I hope it is where you are. But because of that, and because I'm so eager for summer and spring is to be coming, we're going to do some beautiful spring flowers. I don't know, some of you might remember we did big giant flowers last year on pizza rounds. Well, that's kind of similar to what we're going to do here. But we don't have pizza rounds. You should have picked up some extra paper and stuff at the drop-off Monday. So to do these, you're going to need your white heavy construction paper or drawing paper, either what you picked up at school or if you have some heavy construction paper at home. You will need your kid markers, water soluble. You will need Sharpie, black Sharpie marker, permanent marker, doesn't have to be Sharpie, permanent black marker or a black crayon will work too. You want a pencil, okay? You might want an eraser, but probably not. First thing you want to do is you want to take your paper. I kind of started mine. I was trying to see if you'd be able to see my pencil line. So what we're doing here is I want you to take your pencil and I want you to draw a circle. Because if you notice, we started with a big circle. Okay, and we filled this page. That's part of this assignment, is filling our page. And when you run things off the edge and stuff, it gives a lot more interest to your subject, whatever it is you're doing. So we're going to start by putting a big circle. Doesn't have to be right in the middle of your page, but somewhere like that. You can see it. See? Okay. Then I want you to draw some petals. The petals are just big U-shapes. Now I want that to go off the page, so don't draw on your table. Maybe if you have paper or something under it. Go up, kind of make an imaginary line, and then come back down onto there. See, that's a nice big petal. And here, your petal's going to go out there. You're going to bring it back in here somewhere. You guys see that? See what I've done? Taking it off. And then I come right back down here. And over here. And over here. And I want you to do yours in pencil first, just so if you don't like some of your lines, you can erase them. But I'm going to start doing mine in marker just so you can see. The lighting in here is not that great. So what I've done is I've gone like that. I didn't draw on my table, but I made an imaginary line. And then I came back down here. And the same with this. That petal. Brought it out here. And I brought it out there. Same down here. Oop. Now if you put paper, like newspaper or something on your table, you'll be able to draw on your table. You'll be able to draw that line. But I don't want you drawing on your parents' table, okay? You should probably always put newspaper or something down to protect your table that you're working on. I'll come down here. This one could almost have the whole thing stay. Okay. Another one. And then we got the last one. Coming about here. Okay. Shorten that one. So once you have that, then you might want to put a little circle in the middle. And maybe you want another circle there. These you don't have to put in. You do want, if you have in place, a stem. So you want to put a stem on your flower. okay? And then maybe some leaves back here. Got some little, what do they call that? There, okay? Can you see this? See what I've done? Now your flower doesn't have to be just like that. You can have some creativity to it, okay? You could, in fact, I'll show you a little sample here. Some other, and you will have a card. I don't have my card ready for you, an instruction card that'll have some of this. So here's some other some of them just made like a nice big ruffle kind of flower, okay? But you want to take it off your page because you want it to be nice and big, okay? Then once you have that, I want you to take your, and if you take your marker, can you see how, hold it still, right there. It's nice and fat that way. And straight on, it's pointy. If you take your marker and kind of hold it at an angle, you can get a fatter line. And what I want you to do is go over the lines that you want to keep fatter. Okay? Get those nice and dark. Whether you're using crayons or you're using Sharpie marker. Now you want to make sure it's permanent because if once we start putting our color on, you don't want it to smear. Remember? If you don't use a permanent black marker, the black will smear into all your other pretty colors. Okay. Get that down there. Ugh. A little bit of a disadvantage working on the side like that. But okay. And it's okay to move your paper around if you have to. I move it around all the time. Upside down, however you can get closest to your working space. Okay? One more section over here. And you want to make the edge of your stem a little fatter too. Because we want it to stand out from from the colors we're going to put in the background. Okay. There we go. So once you get that much, okay, once you have that much, you've done pretty well. And in fact, if we were in school, that would probably be your first week. Probably be finished with that much of it. But since we're not in school, I'm going to keep going on. If you want to stop and pause and do this a little later in the week or next week, that's fine. Or you can continue a little bit and then do some more later. Anyway, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our pencil and you're going to lightly, let me see, how can I do this? Here. There. You're going to lightly put in some designs. You see? Maybe you want to do some, I don't know, some zigzags in there. Like that. You see my zigzags? Maybe you want to do, maybe you're just going to do something like this with your flowers. Okay? You want to put some spaces where you're going to do some color. Okay? Once you get that, now we don't want black lines around all that, so that's why I want you to do that with pencil. Once you do that, then, and here's what I mean, see how I've got the separate color spots? I did that with pencil. I outlined it with pencil first. And then I want you to go back, and I want you to take your markers, And I want you to color these in. I want to show you how. Actually, at this point, we're going to take a break because I have another camera hooked up that I'm going to show you a little bit closer on how we do some of this stuff, okay? So, this is it for now. I will be back on the other camera in a second. Okay, now we're back at the other camera. Sorry about that. I'm not a video photographer. So, anyway, here we go. Now you can see my hands. Hopefully you can hear me. And you can see where I've put the pencil lines. Okay? And I'm just going to show you a little bit on petals. You can finish it without me in a little once we're done here. So, I'm going to use, and here's the other thing you can do. Have a sample piece of paper or a scrap piece of paper so that you are able to test your colors before you put, see, I think that's too dark, so I don't want to use that blue. And some of you have just 8 colors. If you want to use your own markers, if you have markers, you could use watercolors. You could even use some acrylic paints if you want. This is just paper though, so if you get it too wet, it will curl. But to use your markers, you're going to go around a section. Let me do a smaller section. I'm going to draw a little piece in here. The easiest way to do smart markers and to stay in the lines is go around the edge of the line first. And the same thing that I talked about, the fat edge. Don't do the point. If you have the point, you're just going to get a little coverage. Turn it on its side and go around that way. Now you've got a border, so you don't have to worry about going out of the line so much if you stop when you get to those borders. Also, when you take long strokes like that, okay, rather than like that, your marker, your ink in your marker will last longer, okay? Let's try a different color. Same thing, I'm going to work on the edge. I'm going to go around, give myself a nice fat border. I'm going to go around here. And it's okay if those touch because these kind of blend into each other and it kind of makes it pretty sometimes. Okay? Now you got yourself a nice border. So you can make nice long strokes. Okay? That helps you stay inside your lines better if you do a border first. The other thing, let's see if this works. If you want to do a little shading, I don't know if you can see in here how I've done that little bit of shading with these kid markers because they're water soluble. You can make them blend some, where you can't do that with your permanent or your Sharpie markers. Okay, so that kind of gives it a little bit of shading. So some of you a little bit more creative type, and I know most of this second grade class is pretty talented, could do some of that kind of shading. Okay, so what you want to do then is color in all your spaces. First thing I did was my flower. Then if you notice, I went back and I did some little details. I did all this afterwards. I did all my flat colors first, then I went in and did all these little details. I did the same down here. Once I did this, then I go back into my background. Okay, but you want to see how I kind of made it darker? Because you still want your flower to stick out. So when you do that, and here's the green I did, here's what I did with my green. That gives a nice shadow. There, put my border on there, huh? Okay. And then I took a little bit of blue. Now you don't want to do this too heavy or too much because, like I said, it's just paper and you'll tear a hole in it, okay? So a little bit of that. See how nice that blends? Almost like paint, huh? Okay? So once you get all that done, and here's a little bit better look at some of these samples. And like I said, I'll have some of these samples in your instruction card that will either be picked up at school or it'll be attached to your assignment page in your Google Classroom. I hope everybody has a okay time with the Google Classroom. Let's see, do I need to show you anything else? I don't
think so. I think we are good. So I look forward to seeing your nice spring flowers, and I guess you just turn them in on Google Classroom if you can. If you can't, just email me a picture, and that'll be fine too. I hope that you have a lovely week, and I just miss seeing you. See you soon. Bye bye.